Let's break down those movements now with Chris Gilmour, who's an independent analyst. Chris, thanks for your time this afternoon. Let's speak about the JSE marginally in the red this afternoon. What are some of the big drivers we're seeing pushing on the local bourse?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, I think it's taking its cue really from what's happening on world markets. Interestingly enough, we've seen some interesting action in the commodity space. So, for example, we've seen the copper price rising very, very nicely. We've seen a lot of other commodities rising quite nicely as well. That's not having a huge impact on our market. We've got to bear in mind that our market is largely driven, if you actually look at the big drivers of our market, by NASPERS and Prosus and one or two other rand hedges, but mainly NASPERS. Now, if you get that one right, then that's really what drives the market. So if you take that out of the equation, then there's not really an awful lot going on. If you actually look for the news flow in today's market, wasn't an awful lot going on. We had the trading updates from Anglo, we had the clicks results coming out, and one or two other things. But generally speaking, there wasn't an awful lot to move the market from a local perspective. So I think that's why, as I say, you had to take your cue from what was going on offshore. And if you look at the European markets, they're very much in the green. And as you said earlier in the preamble, the US markets are looking a little bit mixed now. A little bit of dollar strength. I think there's a bit of profit taking in the US. And so I think we're going to be seeing a fairly patchy situation for quite some time to come.
I'm glad you bring up those company results, Clicks being one of the big ones to come out today. They're reporting that they did solidly, and this is because people were buying preventative medicines, and that they'll be expanding, getting new stores, opening up new pharmacies and clinics. Your thoughts on this particular share, given the numbers that they released this afternoon?
Yeah, you used a word there, solid, and I think that's a very good word to describe Clicks. They've been a very solid performer for an awful long time now, and they've recovered very, very nicely. As you say, we're looking at earnings per share probably for the year to August being up in the range of 9 to 13%. These interim results, up about 9% bottom line. UPD, the pharmaceutical distributor, again was the highlight of these results. Really an incredibly good performer. So, and the Click stores themselves, as you rightly say, they're putting in about 15, 16 new stores. And in this kind of environment, that's no mean achievement. They also mentioned that they're ready, willing, and able, in the event of a proper vaccination rollout, to be able to vaccinate literally hundreds of thousands of people a day. They've got over 600 stores that do pharmacy within South Africa alone. So if we can just get the go-ahead to do this, then, wow, we're A for away. So I think great company, fantastic operation. Only a reservation I have with Clicks is the rating that it's on. It's been an expensive share for a long, long time. That's what you're buying quality with Clicks, and quality comes at a price, and I don't see it getting much cheaper, frankly.
Right. What about Nedbank? They're releasing their energy policy today, saying that they'll be going to be focusing more on greener energy. I mean, this is in line of what other institutions, the big banks, are taking. This is the direction, rather, that they're taking, given this climate change phenomenon that's getting stronger and stronger across the globe.
I think what Mike Brown and his colleagues at Nedbank are doing is what Raymond Ackerman has always done at Pick and Pay. In other words, doing good is good business. And what's happening here, I think, is that they understand that fossil fuels, and the name gives it away, fossils, that's what they are. Any company, or any country, should I say, that adopts and continues to adopt a fossil fuel policy, really, they're a bunch of dinosaurs. And they're just polluting the atmosphere. It's an absolute disaster all around the world. I mean, here where I am in ensconced in Scotland, is something like 97% of the energy that is used for producing electricity comes from renewables, and that's what's happening all around the world. Very few countries in the world are still using coal. So I think Mike Brown and his guys are quite right to move away and to set dates and to set targets. That is fantastic. 2025. as the first target for moving away, not financing any new fossil fuel projects, with the exception of gas. Gas doesn't really produce an awful lot, and no, I think this is to be absolutely lauded in the extreme.
Oh, thanks, Chris. That's Chris Gilmour giving us a wrap of the markets day.